Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time, as I always say, every single week, every month with our podcast episodes, our live webinars. And most important, our goal is you walk away with great nuggets, information you can use, right, to change your practice for the better. That's the name of the game. I want you to make sure your pen and paper, notes app, whatever you like to use is out in front of you. Okay, number one, yes, so you can change the game for the balance of 24 and then come out of 2025 literally swinging, running, and gunning, call it whatever you want, but I want you to have a ton of sales strategies, ideas, maybe new tech that you're leveraging, all the above, right, to make it the best year ever. So, also, on a second note, I want to make sure you're paying attention to our presentation, to Ken's presentation, because we're going to ask a question at the end, and whoever answers first incorrectly, we're going to announce the agent's name, and you'll walk away with the new Apple iWatch, okay, and the IUL prospecting book, complimentary. As long as you're an active agent, you win, okay, if you answer first incorrectly. So, what we're talking about today, okay? Number one, there's a lot going on here at Levinson and Associates. We have new employees, we have new carriers, products, platforms, all the above, right? And most important to us, our promise to you all is that we are moving the needle when it comes to the latest and greatest tools, platforms, carriers, products. So, we hear so many stories out there, right? And I just want to shift gears for 1 second, and then we're going to jump right into the first slide. But we hear so many success stories, right? Which is always wonderful to hear. And then we also hear the other side, right? And it's agents that are handcuffed to a certain IMO or upline, and they literally will not give them a release, even if they have no debits. Doesn't make a difference. They don't release their agents. And next thing you know, we hear that their book of business is being cross-sold to by another agent, right? And then we hear that this agency is selling leads to other agents, and the leads happen to be this prior agent's clients. So the stories that we hear are becoming seriously more and more ridiculous, unethical, call it whatever you want, all the above, okay? And it's not just one agent or agency anymore. Now it's a handful of agencies, and it's hundreds of agents, okay? It's crazy to hear. So before we jump in, I just wanted to share this personal story of things that I'm hearing lately, and it baffles me, right, that we have agencies out there, and if you work with us, obviously that's the goal. We're happy and hope that you're happy, but if not, just make sure that you ask the right questions, okay? And make sure if you wanted a release and you don't owe them any money, that you can get a release and it's in writing, okay? And that no one can ever sell your book of business, and that you're agent of record, right? And you can move your book to whatever upline you wanted to move it to. So these are very, very important things. And I remember 10, 15, 20 years ago, right? These things typically didn't come up. I mean, yes, you would hear agents, they were stuck at a 50% commission level and they had no idea that you can get 80 or, whatever the case is. Yeah, of course you would hear stories like that. Or the upline didn't provide any value add and it was just a contract with an 800 phone number to the carrier for service. Yes. Okay, that was kind of the norm. But now to hear some of these stories, and now with these lawsuits from a certain MLM agency that we all know, I mean, when you read into these lawsuits, it's asinine, it's ridiculous. So just be aware. And it doesn't matter if you're on the final expense side, financial planning, you focus on monster estate planning cases, you're hearing it now from all sides. And all our marketers can tell you the same. It's just crazy. So be aware. I wanted to bring it to the surface before we jump in. So yeah, let's shift gears now, jump into today's presentation. We have some great stuff we're working on. We also have a great third-party vendor that is joining us. So Ken is on, and he's going to jump in about probably 5 to 7 minutes or so. I want to touch on a few highlights, and then Ken will take the wheel. And then right before we wrap up, I have some pointers at the end, and then we'll have our question of the day right before 3 p.m. Eastern. So let's jump right in. What I want to talk about first is LIAM, right? Life Insurance Awareness Month. That is September every year. We're in the middle of it now. And I hope by now you've been getting your campaigns out on social media, e-blasting. Hopefully you have an admin assistant that is making phone calls to your existing book of business, and then, of course, new leads, prospects, all the above. I think the most important point here is, and you should, in fact, write this down, because if this isn't a reason to get up early and start with your calls and prospecting and doing whatever you love to do that moves the needle, right? This is the proof in the pudding. So let's check out the first highlighted section, bullet 3. Okay, record high number of American adults representing 102 million people say they need either life insurance or more insurance. Okay, look at the size of that bucket, the opportunity. Okay, it's bigger and better than ever, literally. And this is proof in the pudding, folks. This isn't something that we made up in our fourth office here. Okay, this year, 59% of Americans report that they do use some form of social media for gathering info related to financial and insurance topics. So hello. So think about this. Almost 60% of Americans are on social media almost daily. Okay? What does that tell you? It tells you got to be out there. Okay? And it's not just, years ago I would say, Facebook is important, LinkedIn. Now, you got to be aggressive. You got to have your Instagram running. Okay, the younger professionals are all over Instagram, even TikTok. Years ago that was for the kids. Now, younger professionals, 20s and 30s, have a TikTok account. So you got to be front and center, right? It's so important. And here is the proof. When you hear about grandparents, right, in their 70s, 80s, 90s, that have a Facebook account or they're checking out YouTube, got to be on there, okay? Even if you don't have the gift to gab and you're not a supermodel, it's okay. It's okay. If you're bringing valuable information, right? And I'll give you just one example. A common myth is, I have a life insurance from my workplace, and I thought it lasts forever. No. If you quit or get fired, the insurance stops. Most people aren't aware of that. You can literally put a 2-minute video together that just talks about some basics, okay? Very easy stuff, but you got to get the word out. You have to be known as the guru when it comes to life, health, and annuity. It's so important, especially right now, okay? So real fast, these are a couple other bullets. We're going to send all of this out in our thank you email, but you're also hearing a lot about AI, artificial intelligence. In fact, we were the first IMO to have a chatbot, okay, on our website. Okay, leveraging AI. So you have to at least know enough to be dangerous, as I always say, and then how can you leverage the latest technology into what you're doing on a daily basis? So let's go to the next slide, and I'm going to show you how we are leveraging the latest technology. Very, very important stuff here. Let me just go. Okay, we can go to the next slide real fast. So top section there, I was just talking about our own website, Billy the Bot. Okay, now, number one, we were first to bat when it comes to ChatGPT on a life insurance IMO's website. Okay, yes, very expensive. We were the pilot. We had to give a lot of feedback, a lot of time, a lot of back and forth. I had to learn about tokens. Okay, I mean, lots and lots. It's almost like learning a new language. It doesn't matter. Okay, we want to show our agents, it's not just words. I'm not just sitting here saying, we're the best, we do this, we do that. Look at the action. Look at the proof in the pudding. Okay, don't listen to what we do. Watch what we do. Okay, and you should be doing the same thing. Now, obviously, we're an IMO, right? You're an agent or GA, and you're marketing to consumers, but it's the same concept, same philosophy. Okay, the only difference, we are looking at the agent bucket, you are looking at the consumer bucket. Snoozy, an AI-powered responsive navigation tool for the retail website packages that Ken's going to talk about. Okay. On the bottom, our Ringy tool. Okay. They're utilizing Chat GPT with their texting program, which, by the way, we're using the same platform for our agents. Okay. You should be using it, again, for the consumers, or if you're recruiting, the agents as well. But it's just being top of mind. That's what all of this comes down to. So important. Let's keep moving forward. I always talk about, like, when you picture, the circle in front of you and you have all these legs coming out of it, right? The circle is your home base, your home office, your third bedroom. Call it whatever you want, right? That's your shop, your storefront. And you have all these legs coming out, right? And the legs are sticky, okay? And they're supposed to bring people back to your home base, to your storefront. So what are you doing to bring all of these people back to your storefront? Okay, that's the name of the game. That's what we're talking about today. And that's why we have all these tools, right? And a few vendors that can help you do exactly this. Because you can have, and we all know this, but let's just say a McDonald's, right? You're a franchisee and you have a McDonald's in a horrible location. Nobody's driving by it. Okay, obviously you're not going to have a great business. But if all of a sudden you're doing great marketing and a 2-for-1, you're also doing a mail order and you're in Uber delivery, and all of a sudden you're going to blow up. You have to look at it the same exact way with your website. That's your storefront. How are you bringing people through that front door? Okay, so as you know, we are the wholesaler. We work direct with the carrier, and then obviously our agents work through us. We service you, give you the best platforms. You are our number one, period. Okay? And I say this every week, and it's important for you to know that. Okay? And my promise, and again, not just words, there's a problem. Okay? I always say 99% of the time, we're going to treat you excellent. You're going to be very happy with our service, and you're going to come back again and again and again. And if there's a 1% chance that we drop the ball for whatever reason, a carrier drops the ball, pick up the phone or email myself or Carrie. We're here to help you, okay? Every day, okay? Usually from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. at night, one of us is here. Okay, so what I wanted to share just came in from Rich. Love you guys. You are the reason why I'm doing so well, okay? That's huge. That's what moves the needle for us internally. Bottom left corner, Charisma sent me the updates earlier. She did a great job working on these cases. Thanks for your help, Rob. Okay, that's our case manager. Again, means the world. This is our flyer that we just sent out last week. This is Alec. So Alec, younger professional, right, from Florida. He's going to be on our podcast next month. I'm going to sit down and do an hour interview with him. Okay, you can check out his 5-star review. It's on Google. This was amazing. I'm not going to read every single word. Okay, we'll include this in the thank you email. But again, heartfelt. I mean, this is huge to all of us. Sean on the bottom, okay, another 5-star review. And by the way, we're talking about these reviews. This is from Facebook and our Google reviews page. You should be doing the same thing with your consumers, your clients. Okay, they say, wow, you know what, Bill, I can't believe I have an IUL. I'm paying $100 a month, and I have $23,000 a cash value in year 14. I mean, I didn't even know this product existed. You are the man. Okay, I would say, great, do me a favor. Go to my Facebook page. Go to my Google reviews page. Can you say the same thing so other clients can benefit from my services? That's how you need to look at this stuff. Okay, and I know I sound very stressed out, or I'm trying to relay the message. Okay, that's how important it is to build and grow a business in 2024 and in the future. Other consumers have to know that, wow, Shirley, Jenny, they all work with Bill, and they were so impressed with him and his staff, okay, that we want to now work with him. And think about it, right? The virtual world that we're all in, and you're licensed in 22 states now, right? You're selling all over the country. How are these people 4 states over in Texas, how are they going to know you're so great, right? When you're in South Florida, Miami, okay? They don't know they never met you face to face. Right? They're going to depend on these reviews to know that, you know what, this guy's a reputable guy. I checked him out on Google, did a little background check, right? Other people love him. I don't see anything negative. you know what, I'm going to work with this guy. I trust him now, or I trust him a little more. Okay, that's how you have to look at this new world. Let's keep moving forward. Almost done ranting. This is our 411 that just came out. So every other week, these are sitting in your inbox. Basically, everything you need to know in the life space, annuity space, and supplemental product space is at your fingertips. The latest and greatest, what's hot, what's not. This can is right. We know that. So real fast, we have 3 incentives here in front of you. On the left side, this is our Fort Lauderdale Yachting Capital of the World Yacht Charter from the annuity side, starting at $1 million. Middle section there, write your first banner life app with us, $150 cash. Right hand side, 5 for 5 on Insure Me Now Direct. That's $500. 5 apps, no minimum premium. Okay, no small print, no gray area. Okay, second to last slide, and then Ken's going to take the wheel. This is our latest employee that joined the team, the family, JC. Now, the reason why I wanted to highlight JC on today's webinar is because he handles everything Insure Me Now Direct related, anything with social media marketing. If you want a custom video flyer made, co-branded with your picture, phone number, right? We have a full library you can check out. JC is your go-to. So once you're active with Levinson, you're an active agent, okay? Utilize our resources, our staff, our team. They're here for you, okay? And this is just real fast, another example. 10, 20 years ago, right, we would never have a JC in the IMO brokerage space, okay? Think about this. That's how fast the world has changed, especially since COVID. Now, we need to have a dedicated person that's here to help our agents be relevant on social media and with our Insure Me Now Direct exclusive platform, okay? That's his job, right? That's all he does is help our agents be relevant in today's new world, okay? That's crazy. And you can check out his background on the right-hand side, 19 years, okay, as far as technology, graphic arts, social media marketing, knows it like the back of his hand. Take advantage of this stuff. It's complimentary. Let's keep moving forward. And also, when you get a chance, reach out to JC, introduce yourself, and he'd love to say hello and start to meet some of our agents out there. Okay, our next slide, our official presentation of today is Mr. Ken French from Snoozy. Got some great stuff to talk about as usual. Ken, you there?
I am here.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just starting up my presentation here, and you tell me when I'm good to go.
We are good to go.
All right, everyone, thanks for coming on today. Right off the bat, Bill said a lot of good things. Obviously, he mentioned a lot of little things that are out there, whether it's Ringy, whether it's the Insure Me Now Direct portal, whether it's having testimonials from people that you've helped. Hopefully you have some sort of Google business listing that has all these testimonials. I think the theme of my quick presentation today is that you got all these puzzle pieces, and each piece by itself is not as valuable unless you put it into a complete puzzle. And I think a lot of the stuff that Snoozy and myself and my team can do is kind of help you put it all together. And, that's going to be what we're going to talk about today. As you see this kind of little slide, in my opinion, your insurance website kind of becomes the biggest piece of your puzzle. It's kind of like the old office you used to have in 1995. Now, yes, some people still have offices, but that website is where people come to learn about you, meet you. And, back in 1995, you wouldn't have a hole in your roof. People would come in the office and go, oh, my God, I don't trust this guy. He's got a hole in his roof. It's the same thing with your website. You want it to look nice. You want it to be very professional. You want it to basically sell you. And anyway, so let me kind of just first start off and introduce myself. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Ken French. I've been running Snoozy now for 15 years. Prior to that, I used to have a family-owned business that was just like Levinson. It was more on the health side of things, employee benefits, Medicare, individual health. But, for about 10 years, I worked specifically with independent agents and helped them market and grow their businesses. And long story short, my dad ended up selling the company. He retired. And when he did that, I took my wife, I took a few of my IT people, and we started Snoozy and kind of kept doing what we were doing, which was helping insurance agents with their websites, helping them with social media. And we do a lot of kind of coaching and consulting when it comes to paid advertising. And, I was telling Andrew before the call, I said, Andrew, one of the most common calls I get, especially from younger, maybe not younger, but we'll call them greener agents who are just getting into the insurance business, is I see a lot of them saying, look, I'm trying to get leads. I'm desperate for new business. I've been doing a lot of advertising. I've been doing Facebook advertising, Google advertising. I even hear people who still do mailers and whatever. Long story short, advertising is advertising. But the theme I've gotten is, A, I've spent a lot of money. B, I haven't gotten many results. And, in my opinion, it goes back to that first slide. Most of these agents, they don't have the puzzle together. And I ask them, I say, okay, you're doing this advertisement about an annuity. Do you have a website? What happens if somebody Googles you? What happens if they see your advertisement, they Google you? Does your business come up? Does your Google business listing show that you have, verified testimonials? The answer is always no, no, no. I don't have any of that stuff. I don't need that stuff. I have the greatest products on earth. And while I don't doubt that, these agents have incredibly good products, because obviously Levinson has the best of the best, the problem is they don't have the ability to sell themselves. So here's just kind of a quick example. I just went into Google and I typed in one of my top clients and one of the Levinson agents as well, Connie Booth. You go in, you type in her name, and boom, the first thing that comes up is her agency. You can see that she has what's called a Google business listing here. She's got 10 5-star reviews. I know she's been working on that hard. Her website comes right up. And to me, this is kind of step one in the process, right? Like I said, everybody's got a phone today. And when they have their phone, they're just going to do a little background check on you, especially if you're trying to help them with what I call a trust product, right? An annuity, an IUL. These are complicated things. Can you blame the consumer that they're not just signing their name on the dotted line because they're potentially going to give their entire, retirement savings to you? Of course not. They're going to do diligence. So if you want to go out there and you want to market yourself, you've got to prove that you're legit, that you're not a scam. That is the biggest theme for the baby boomers. They're getting bombarded that everything's a scam. Be careful. Be careful who you talk with. And just like Bill said, you've got to have these components in place to show you're legitimate. Yes, of course, the products are important. They're very important. But selling you is just as important. So I'm going to go through kind of the three things I do today. Like I said, we offer a custom website design service. We can do it for independent agents, and we now also work with brokerages and small agencies, and we have all sorts of new tools that I'll go through. Two, we offer a social media content service, which is really for agents or agencies who say, hey, look, we now realize that social media is pretty important, but we don't really feel like managing it every day. We need somebody who understands our products, understands the insurance industry, to help us post educational content about our services and create professional graphics. So we have a posting service. And then we also have a coaching and consulting service. Like I said, I have people all the time. Hey, I'm trying to do an advertisement on an annuity or an IUL. Gosh, I've paid $500. I haven't gotten any results. I would be more than happy to do a screen share with you, and we can analyze what you're doing and try to see if we can, get you straightened out and get it going correctly. Like I said before, we've been doing this now 15 years. We work specifically with independent agents and small agencies. My clients tend to be, people who sell life insurance, annuities, IULs. We certainly work with Medicare or Social Security planners, employee benefits, health insurance. We even do P&C, and we even work with a few CFPs and accountants. If it's insurance, I'm sure I can help you. If it's not insurance, I probably can't help you. I always have someone who says, hey, can you work with my brother who's a lawyer? No, I can't. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure I probably could figure out how to build him something. But at the end of the day, I like to work with things that I feel like I'm a master in and I'm not guessing. And I think that's a big part of why you want to work with us. We're not yes men. We're here to analyze your situation. We're here to understand, your style and how you do things. And then we're pretty good at carrying all the weight and getting it done for you quick. Like I said, your insurance website should be the biggest piece of your online presence, your brand. And there's three things that website is going to need to help you. One, it's got to sell you. It's got to brand you. You really should have your picture, your logo on there. You really should have an overview of why the consumer should work with you. And if they do work with you, what's the process going to be? Can you do an in-person appointment? Can you do a Zoom call? Can you do a phone call? Obviously, you should have the carriers you represent to show your credibility. Levinson basically has every great carrier out there, so all that stuff should be there. And as Bill said, you really should have testimonials on there. You should get them on your Google business listing and then transfer them and connect them into the website. Two, you've got to be very specific on what you help people with. And this is always my biggest challenge when I work with agents, especially life insurance agents. They want to get way too complex. And, sometimes it's simple to just have a section that says, we can help you with insurance planning. We can help you with guaranteed income. We can help you with tax-free retirement solutions. You don't necessarily need to dot every I and be ultra specific about every type of variable in these plans. Most consumers have no clue about any of it. So you got to be careful about talking them out of maybe working with you. At the end of the day, what I find is the goal is to set up a consultation with them. So to keep it simple, to kind of keep it at what I call the pressure point level where they're like, yes, I'm concerned about my money running out. Okay, well, you need a guaranteed income strategy. Yes, I probably do. That sounds good. Let's talk. That can make a big difference on the website. Obviously, we're here to help you figure that out. But most importantly, it's now 2024. I've been building websites since 2002. Back in 2002, yes, the website was like one page. It had your address on it. Maybe it had your picture on it and your phone number. I would call that a billboard. In 2024, this website's got to be functional. You need to be sending people there to do things. Most of you probably have your own online scheduling tool through Ringy or through something else. Most of you probably have the Insure Me Now Direct portal where people can shop online. Like Bill said, Levinson is making videos for you that all this stuff can be put on the website. So anyway, my point is that the website should have kind of a three-pronged attack. It's got to sell you, it's got to explain what you do, and you've got to have reasons to send people there to do things. And I think if you can do those three things, you're going to get referrals and you're going to cross-sell other products, which is the key to the game. So how do we help you build a website? The first thing we'll do, well, number one is I want you to sit through today's webinar. I think it gives a pretty good overview of what we do. If you like what you see in this webinar, go to levinson.snoozy.net, and this is on the main Levinson website. And basically, this is a website I have built for Levinson that just reviews all my services in much more detail. Here you can go in and you can look at samples of our work. You can, go through all of the specifics of what we include. But more importantly, you can click this I'm interested next step button and basically just fill in your name and information. And what this will do is you and I will set up a little 15-minute consultation. I just want to talk through your situation. I want to talk through what your goals are. I'll review what I do and how I do it. We'll see if there's some synergy for working together. If there's synergy, then we'll set up a more detailed phone call, probably about a 30 to 45-minute interview. During that interview, we'll go through your branding, we'll go through the services you offer, and we'll go through all the functionality that's out there. You probably, like I said in the beginning, you probably have a lot of puzzle pieces that you don't even realize you have, and you've never found a spot to put them. My job is to identify all those puzzle pieces. I might have to build you a few more, and then it's going to take me about 4 days to build you a first draft of this new website. I'll send you over a rough draft. We'll go through it together, polish it up. If you don't have a web address, I'll help you pick one out. If you do have one, great. We'll use whatever you have. And then we'll get the website up and running. That gets us kind of to the starting line. because then you're going to use this website, and my team are going to be your back office to help you make it better. So our agent website services, which are great for independent agents, little husband and wife businesses, maybe like a two-partner business. The cost for this, if you work with Levinson, is $69.99 a month. There is no setup cost. So if you talk to me today and we did the interview, you get a 1-month free trial, and you would pay your first $69.99 in October, on October 19th. And that $69.99 includes me building the site. Moving forward, if you need to make changes, obviously we're going to host it. We're going to make sure it has an SSL certificate so it's secure. We're going to offer basic internal search engine optimization. It's going to be compliant, and the list goes on and on. I'm not going to waste your time. You can look at that stuff later. But long story short, website costs $70 a month, and it's a month-by-month contract. If you have an agency or a brokerage, we have a new service, and I'll go through some samples here in a second. I should have shown an agent sample, but we have a new service specifically for you, and this is, again, geared more towards if you have employees, multiple locations, maybe you have downline agents all over the country, and you want to feature them. We have all sorts of kind of cool new tools that I can show you here in a second where we can help you recruit agents and obviously market your agents. So just going back to some of the samples, here's an example of kind of more of an independent agent's website, right? And if you go in, you can see that there's kind of an About Ken page that obviously reviews him and why you should work with him. He's got, obviously testimonials from people that he's helped. He's got his carrier partners, and of course he has his calendar and his shop online tools, all of them, available. Now, here is an example of more of an agency. And like I said, if you're an agency, you're probably going to want a whole recruitment section. And we can certainly have, any types of information you want to have on there for your agents. Obviously, we can have a whole management team for your operation, with biography pages and basically give each person their own page. And even more importantly, we can help promote your agents. So here's an example. Imagine that you had 20 downline agents. They're all over the country. On your current website, you're listing your downline agents in alphabetical order. So you got, Barbara Anderson and Charlie, Charlie Dennison. And then all the way at the bottom is poor, like Bobby Zukamoto, right? No one ever sees Bobby Zukamoto because he's way down at the bottom of the page. We could build you an agent search page that has kind of some AI technology built into it where someone could come in here and say, okay, well, I'm looking for one of your agents who lives near me. They can put their zip code in, and then we can populate your agents based on how close they are to that person searching. So it's not based on alphabetical order now. You can see it's based on, well, how far is this agent from me? So tools like that we now have available, which I think are really cool if you're trying to promote your agents. I mean, that's a common thing I hear when I'm on the phone. The agent owner saying, look, I'm trying to grow this business. I'm trying to recruit agents. Gosh, finding really good agents is so hard. All I do is recruit these people. They last 3 months. They leave. They burn me. It's hard to find those people with potential. And I always think in the back of my mind, it's like, well, what do you really offer these agents? Like, why would they want to partner with you? All right, well, here you go. Now you got some tools to actually promote these agents. It's going to sound a lot better than the other people who don't have anything. Oh, yeah, Bobby Zukamoto, we can put you at the bottom of the team page. One person will get that far in the next 5 years. A lot of these things I think can really help. So that's kind of what we do on the website side. I can't stress enough that we're here to do all the heavy lifting. We're here to write all the content for you. We're here to build any types of forms or needs analysis questionnaires. We're here to kind of populate it with all really professional pictures and videos. If you looked at some of these samples here, you can see that we're kind of using the latest and greatest kind of video backdrop technology that can be incorporated. All that kind of stuff we're here to help you do. And like I said, we'll do a rough draft, and then we can change anything that we put in there. I mean, it's all easily changed. So that's the first thing we do. And I think that is an important foundation for anybody really looking to get to the next level over the next 2 or 3 years. How are you going to do it without a website? You can't just be a phone number on a business card anymore. All right, so the second thing we do is we help agents with social media. And again, this is probably best for somebody who does have some semblance of knowledge of how social media works. They just don't have the time to do what I call the daily drudgery. And, I get calls all the time where people will say, I was going to help this client with an annuity, and then the daughter Googled me and she found my LinkedIn page. And, I hadn't touched my LinkedIn page in 6 years. I ended up losing the sale because they didn't believe me. They thought I was like, a part-timer who didn't really care. So, obviously having these business social media pages are great, but you've got to be accountable for them. And if people go there, they've got to look good. They've got to look professional. So that's kind of what we do. We help the agents who say, yeah, Ken, I got it, but I don't have time to do it myself, or I don't have the energy or whatever. We can do it for you. We can make sure you have a Facebook business page, a LinkedIn business page, an X Twitter page. You should have Instagram, and we'll bind that to Facebook so that when we post to Facebook, it'll go to Instagram. And basically what we do is we post educational content for you 5 days a week. And, the content is going to be educational articles, tips, updates. I always shake my head when I see an agent's Facebook page or Instagram page or Twitter page. And all it is, every post is, I can help you with life insurance. Call me now. Or, hey, I can save you 20% if you work with me. Once in a while, posting something like that is fine. But in my opinion, it just drips desperation. You don't want to look like you've never made a sale before and you're begging for business. You want to look like the guru who's just dripping with knowledge and confidence. And I know everything about this, and I'm just here to kind of share my, expertise with you. So that's kind of what the strategy is going to be if I post for you. And, here's a sample of an agency we posted for. And you can kind of see, we do a lot of little FAQs, a lot of little 101s. We'll throw, this specific client, a little bit of tax planning 101 stuff. Obviously, we talk about September, is Life Insurance Awareness Month, all the basic stuff you should be doing in there. Occasionally we'll throw in an inspirational quote. But yeah, like I said, you can't have a social media presence these days and ignore it. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you a lot more than you'd pay me. If you're a Levinson agent, the cost is $95 a month for just the social media services. So just to kind of review, we have the website services, which is it's $69.99 a month if you're a Levinson agent. And if you needed the agency package, that's $105. So the independent agent was $70, the agency is $105. The social media by itself is $95. If you needed both of those services, which I feel most people do today, the website and social media agent package is $150 a month. And I'm sure Bill will chime in and say, guys, that's basically a kind of a cheap dinner these days. Or, if you're an agency, the website and social media is $185 a month. So that's kind of the pricing on the website and social media services. And in my opinion, those are the two basic components you need if you want to start to get heavily involved in doing ads. And I know, I've talked to Andrew about this. I know Levinson does a lot of cool things with ads. I believe that there's content available, there's graphics available. But like I said, if you're doing an ad and somebody clicks on it or they background check you and you don't have a website, or even worse, you have a Facebook business page that they go back to and you've never posted on it, or you have like 2 people following you, trust me, you're not getting any leads. People are going to look at that and go, this is a scam. This guy just created this page 3 days ago and now he's doing an ad. All this stuff adds up. And it's a shame if you're out there trying to spend your hard-earned money doing these ads and you're not really prepared. You don't have a game plan. I get a lot of those calls. And like I said, about 5 years ago, I created a coaching and consulting service to try to help people do the ads. To be honest, I'm not going to sit here and run your ads for you. There's a lot of trial and error that goes into it. I would be embarrassed to give you a cost to do something like that. It's just not worth it. In my opinion, if you're going to be successful doing these ads, you've got to figure out how to do it yourself, because honestly, it's not that hard. You just have to have a game plan and you have to have the pieces to the puzzle in place. So what I can do is I can help coach you and consult you. And basically I charge $75 for like a 30-minute screen share session where we can go through your ad. We can look at your target market. We can look at how you set up the ad. A lot of times those things make a big difference by tweaking them. And I'm more than happy to look at that. I'm more than happy to give you suggestions on what might have worked for other clients I've had. We'll go through it. We'll do a screen share session. I will videotape that session, and when we're done, I'll send you the video so you can go back and rewatch it without me to kind of make sure you remember everything. But yeah, I think this is it could be a solution for some of you that are struggling with that. But to be honest, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I'm not going to do the coaching and consulting. If you tell me, yes, I'm trying to do ads, but I don't have a website, I don't have a social media presence, I don't have anything. I'm just going to tell you, look, you're going to fail no matter what. So don't take any offense to that. It's just, to me, that's a reality. I can't really help you unless you have all the pieces. So that being said, I appreciate everyone's time today. If you get a chance, I highly suggest you check out levinson.snoozy.net. It's got more information about my services. It's got samples. It's got all the, fine print. And like I said, if you like what you heard today and you feel like, hey, I'm kind of stuck, I need somebody to help me get to the next level with this stuff, go onto that site and click on the I'm interested next step. Fill out that little form. I'd be happy to chat with you. I'll talk with you. I'll be as blunt as possible. Trust me, I'm not going to spend 30 hours building you a website if I don't think you and I have a good plan. So we'll go through all that. We'll make sure we're synergized together. And we'll go from there. So I appreciate your time. I'll bring Bill back on, maybe Andrew, and talk to everyone soon.
Awesome, Ken. That was great. Spot on as always. And I think now you can understand why we decided to partner up with Ken on these services. Number one, the value add is tremendous. Number two, as you can see, the pricing, is in fact, I've never seen anything like that. Right? It's not thousands of dollars to start up. It's $69 a month, $95 a month, or $150 a month, depending on the package. Okay, that's incredible, absolutely incredible. Okay, so it's entry-level pricing, a ton of value. Ken personally gets involved, and also keep in mind, we don't make a penny. If you decided, I want the $150 package, I want everything. Okay. We don't make a penny. I told Ken from day one, pass along the savings to our agents, period. Okay, that's the value add by working with Levinson. Okay, same thing, just like we do with all our vendors or third-party companies that we partner up with. So, Ken, thank you again. I have some great ideas that I just put together as well that will help you move the needle, okay, when it comes to getting the word out. So if we can jump into the first slide here. What we're going to do, too, I mentioned it earlier, we're going to send out a thank you email. You'll have it in your inbox tonight. It might be in your spam folder, so check that. But if you don't have it, let us know. That means we have your incorrect email address, or maybe you changed it, but call us and let us know if you do not see it. It's most important. Okay, so these are the three packages. That's what you're staring at, okay, left side, and then moving over to the top right, and then just below that, you'll see option 3. Let's go to the next slide. So what I want to talk about real fast is it's our job, as you know, right? And 20 years ago, right, I said to myself, right, I met with Gary Vaynerchuk, who's huge in social media, website design, marketing, right? You probably heard of him. Thousands of employees all over the world now. And I think the point is, what is your value add, right? And that's what you need to say to yourself at the end of the day, right? And, Ken mentioned something interesting about, the products. And sure, there's lots of great products. And yes, we have the number 1, number 2 product in every category, hands down, bar none. We know that, okay? But at the end of the day, what is your value add? This is what I would write down, okay? And it's so important. The 5 bullets. Number 1, okay? And this, as soon as we hang up, I want you to truly start thinking about this and then start spreading the word, okay? So Number one, value add. What makes you different than the other 900,000 agents out there in this country? Okay. And what do you bring to the table? Okay. Number two, it's all about education, right? Teaching the consumer. You can't just say, okay, here's my Facebook ad. I'm going to show I have the least expensive term in the world, and I can get you $100,000 of term for $11 a month. Okay, it's great, but people scratch their head and they say, there's got to be a gray area. Let me check this guy or girl out, and too good to be true kind of thing. So, what are you doing to educate the consumer? Okay, think about that first. That's a better strategy than just saying I have the best final expense product out there, and it's $62 a month for 50 grand of coverage, and it's virtually guaranteed issue. So number one is value add. Number two, think about educate the consumer. Teach the consumer what is going to be your message. Okay, I think that's a big one. Number three, what is your offer? This is a great hook. Okay, we have some agents that give away these prospecting books. Okay, obviously they vet the consumer to make sure that they're for real, and then they'll spend the $6 or $7. That's our discounted rate. But what is your offer? Then we have the free scholarship program as well, 1 year free to any of our 400 plus colleges across the country. But you have to have something good, right? That you're giving away. That again goes back to educating the consumer. So number three was offer. Number four, this is a big one. What is going to be your door opener? Okay, so this is huge because you're talking to the masses out there, right? Through social media, YouTube, your website, whatever it is. Hopefully you're doing some social media ads. But again, what is going to be your door opening product? Okay, I'll give you an example. I love the children's whole life products that come with free scholarship. Grandparents put it on the grandkids, parents put it on the children, and for just a few bucks a month, Sally and Johnny, we can put a $25,000 policy on your grandchild, your granddaughter, grandson. Plus, it's 1 year of free scholarship. Okay, that's equivalent to $40,000 within itself, and it's free. Okay, so that's a big one. What is going to be your door opener? We have a bunch of ideas we can help you with. And then the last one, and probably the most important one, is what's going to be your niche? Okay, your niche audience. Because, if I have my agent hat on, what I'm thinking about is a huge, one of those Home Depot 50-gallon buckets, right? That's the consumer bucket in the U.S., right? We just saw how many people are in the U.S. that need insurance. So to market to every single person, right, is going to be very expensive and timely, and most of us don't have the means to get the word out to everyone. So what is your niche going to be? Okay, if you're big into smoking cigars, right, and you have the best product, right, for cigar smokers that will offer them non-smoker rates at half the premium. That's a slam dunk. So if that was me and that was my niche, I would literally be marketing to every cigar club, hangout. I would be active in the community. There's forums, there's chat rooms. You can think of so many ideas, okay? If your thing is, maybe you're very active, with the church or with the city, of Coral Springs, right? You're going to be on the chamber and you're going to be involved with the church. They have a bunch of different organizations and charity events. Get the word out, especially when you're a member of that church or that temple or that cigar club or the smoking group, whatever it is, vape or Okay, sorry about that. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, good to go.
Here we are talking about the latest and greatest technology, and my phone cuts out. So my apologies. So anyway, my point was, and we'll also include this in the thank you email, is these 5 bullets. I feel like if you can get this figured out, write it down. Okay, we can help you with this. Any one of our marketers, right? So you have a good game plan, and then boom, take that to market. Run with it as fast and as hard as you can. Be scrappy. Okay, you got to put. It's not easy. You got to put the effort in. Be available 7 days a week, right? You got your cell phone. You got your Calendly set up, right? Which we're going to have on Insure Now Direct. Even texting, messaging. Okay, you can do that 24/7. You got to be available. So the 5 bullets, very important. Okay, now website packages that we offer. Let's shift gears. By the way, we're going to get everyone out in 7 minutes, even with this little issue that I had. So again, my apologies. So Insure Me Now Direct, 100% complimentary. Okay, here you have 5 carriers, over 25 products. Okay, like Amazon. Everything sold, your agent of record, full commission plus renewals, and we have a new traditional carrier and product quoter that's going to be built in. It's launching next week. It's free. So your consumer can decide, oh, I want to make a right turn. I want instant decision, just like Amazon. Or, you know what? I don't care about instant decision. I want the most competitive product. I'm going to make a left turn. Yes, there might be some underwriting involved and it won't be instant. Okay, but I'm going to go on the left side because I want to save $3 a month. Great. Then we have a lead capture form. And then you get an email in real time that says, hey, Billy, Jen wants a 20-year term protective quote, and she's ready to fill out the app. Here's all her information. Okay, that's going to be launching next week. It's all free. The middle section, Agency Automator, that's a free website for you. Okay, the hosting charge is $9.95 a month. Okay, it's free. It's free. Your Insure Me Now Direct plugs right into that. It's not as fancy and as nice as Ken's platform, but it's free. Okay, the right-hand side, that's what we just went over with Ken and Snoozy. We have all of this available. Let's keep moving. This is our digital media resource center, full turnkey library. We mentioned videos, marketing pieces, flyers. We have Facebook ads that we're using today, okay? We have one that we use for agents, and then we have another one if you want to start something on the consumer side, okay? We can co-brand it for you free, okay? So the options are endless, and again, these aren't things that we charge for. We're here to help you. When you win, we win. Okay, it's not rocket science here. Okay, you sell a policy, we all win, and bingo. That's how it works. Let's keep moving forward. So we have a bunch of pieces in our library. I just mentioned I want you to check out everything when you get a chance. I got 5 minutes left, so I'm going to be quick. Let's keep moving. Real fast, on the left side, you have the Ringy tool that actually one of my great friends started this company, CEO, younger professional guy, and he had this idea from a basic CRM tool they were using at a pawn shop his family owns, and he took it to the next level. Okay, sky's the limit. You know I'm a big believer in this stuff. Anyway, Ringy, think about this for a second, okay? And this is important. It's worth a minute. Think of the left-hand side of your office you're in right now. Take a look at the left-hand corner roof of wherever you're sitting. That's a shelf, okay? On that shelf is all your clients, prospects, leads. It's all collecting dust, okay? You're taking everyone sitting on that shelf and putting them into a sifting machine called Ringy. And then what Ringy's going to do is send out an email, a text message, an automated call to everyone, telling these people what the offer is. Going back to bullet number 3, what is your offer? You're going to get it sent out to every person sitting on the shelf, because we know 10 to 20% of those people are going to hit reply, I want to know more. Tell me more, Bill. That's a new lead. Bingo, you just won the game. Right-hand side, Agency Automator. This is a simple CRM solution. That's your free website, CRM, prospecting database, agent database, everything built in, okay, starting at $9.95 a month. Okay, it's peanuts, but you got to start doing this stuff. Let's keep moving. These are our co-op lead programs. I'm sure you're familiar with these by now. They're on our website. We'll include in our thank you email. Let's keep moving forward. I want to hit on some important slides. Selling virtually in 2024. So I personally asked Coach Charles to sit down with our agents over an hour and talk about the best way to sell annuities, IUL, insurance products over the phone, online. And he literally is my favorite coach when it comes to this kind of stuff. You're going to love it. Check it out when you get a chance. I promise you. Okay. We also did a podcast together. He is a beast, and I think you'll agree. Let's keep moving forward. These are some of our sample social media posts that we found online just by searching Indexed Universal Life or life insurance. And we put top performing and recent in the column, search column. Boom. This is what comes up. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, folks. Change a few spokes. Okay? Again, you don't have to be a rocket scientist, but you got to start with the basics. Keep moving forward. Slide number 52, one of my faves, Stephen Jess. So we sat down. He is the fund for LS Hub when it comes to life settlements. Anyone that you have on your shiny shelf, we were just talking about, left-hand corner of the office, all these clients that have whatever, term, IUL, whole life, they're getting older, they're not as healthy, okay? They don't need a policy anymore. That policy could be worth $50,000, $100,000. It could be a new $10,000 commission for you. So if you have a client that has a policy they don't need anymore, let us know. We'll get you an offer. I would also check out podcast episode 53. I think you'll get a lot of valuable nuggets. Let's keep moving forward. This is the calendar that's coming up for the live weekly trainings. And we do this, like I've been saying, every single Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern. This is everything that's around the corner. So we have Insure Me Now Direct, the latest updates you're going to love, right? Because you can't just sit stagnant, right? You got to keep growing, reinventing yourself. And that's what we're doing here. One America, new product launch. Also, we have a local breakfast training meeting with our VP at One America if you're interested in hybrids. Okay, let us know. That's in October. And then on the bottom, the latest and greatest Transamerica FEX instant decision launch was just yesterday, folks. So you got to know what's going on with the latest FEX product if you're in the space. And then my final slide, my question of the day. Now we'll put a bow on this. But before we do that, I want to talk about my Positive Tuesday quote, left-hand side. And I always say, don't listen to what we say, watch what we do. Proof is in the pudding, okay? This is a way that we market and spread the word, right? Who we are, okay? Positive Tuesday, what does it mean? Nothing, okay? It's just a way to market and brand to you all, to our agents, okay? This is the quote, what you do while no one is around separates you from all others. Build what you're proud of. Let others know who you really are, right? Do the right thing, even when no one's watching. It will come around. That's how you build a legacy, okay? Again, not rocket science, folks. Do enough to be dangerous. Know the basics. Put the effort in, and the sky's the limit, okay? Those 5 bullets are key for this presentation. I'm going to include them in the thank you email, but I want all of you to walk away with that one thing, that one piece of information, okay, is crucial to help you grow your business, is knowing the answers to those 5 questions I mentioned. And if the phone cut out earlier, again, we'll have that in the thank you email. My question of the day, I hope you were paying attention. Let's get your little fingers back on the keyboard. You got to be quick. Tell me, okay, it's one question, but there's 3 answers, okay? So you got to be quick. And hopefully you were paying attention. So Ken mentioned he's got 3 packages. Tell me the pricing of all 3 packages, okay? It's 3 numbers. Tell me the pricing of option 1, option 2, option 3. It's a co-op discounted price, okay? The 3 prices for the 3 packages that Ken mentioned in his offering, okay? It's 3 numbers. Andrew's going to tell us who was first and who was correct.
Okay, we have Jeff D. Jeff D.
Jeff D. Like David, the answer was $69, $95, $150. With that said, have a great rest of the day, great week, great selling, okay? And make sure you get those 5 bullets answered. That's going to be the little quiz here, okay, the challenge to you all. We'll include that again in the thank you email. Thanks again, everyone.